Self-doubt does not go away. And I'll tell people something. Don't lie to yourself. Don't sugarcoat it. Yes, hype yourself, but don't lie to yourself.
What if building a successful business wasn't just about skill, but about recognizing a market need and creating an entirely new industry?
Hospitality is my thing. Service is my thing.
Abosede Sadiq, also known as Chef B, has done exactly that, turning her passion for food and restaurant management into a thriving chef rental business.
I'm the perfect middleman between chef and client, back of house and front of house, and I'm right in the middle.
As the founder of Rent a Chef NG, she has revolutionized the culinary industry in Nigeria, proving that the right team is the key to success.
Leadership is about empathy. Let them know that you have them.
Today, we explore her journey from overcoming self-doubt to scaling an 8-figure business and the lessons she's learned along the way. Hello, Chef B.
Hello.
Good to see you. It's been
You
a
too.
while. Nice. So I'd just like to go straight into our conversation. What exactly inspired Rent a Chef NG?
I get this all the time.
Can imagine.
So I used to work here and I have a restaurant management gig. I think I was overwhelmed in 2020 and I was telling myself that in 2021, I wanted to be lazy. I wanted to have more time to myself. I'd just gotten married, so I needed some time to myself. And I was like, what can I do? And one day I was just sitting down and it just clicked. I feel like I'm the perfect middleman between chef and client because I used to be a restaurant manager. So back of house and front of house, and I'm right in the middle.
And you just thought, oh, I could do this for business. So.
Yes.
Or is it that somebody asked you, oh, help me find somebody?
No.
It just clicked one day. You were inspired.
I've always had that thought for years and it would always come back. You know, that idea that would just always creep back in your head every time. And at that point where I was fed up, it just came back again. And I just said, you know what? I'll do this.
So you have thought about it before?
Yes.
Never acted on it?
Since I started managing restaurant, I've always had that idea because I have a very good relationship with the back of house. I also have a very good relationship with the front of house. When customers are coming, they always ask of me. If they have a problem, I'm resolving it. Same as with the back of house. So there's this balance I give. The back of house is happy. The front of house is happy. It was just my thing. Hospitality is my thing. Service is my thing.
Interesting. You are one of those people. A friend, like a childhood friend, has a sister. I always say that this girl is just a natural caregiver.
Yes.
She's the kind of person that you get to the house. Ah, Bola, ẹ káàbọ̀, kí lẹ fẹ́ jẹ, kí lẹ máa mu, ṣé kí n lọ sí báyìí, ṣé kí n lọ sí, ṣé ti jẹun tán, ṣé ti yó, are you okay? She's just a natural. So would you say that is who you are?
Yes, that is me. I might not cook for you, but you'll definitely eat and you'll definitely drink. I'll figure it
How
out.
would the food come?
I'll order it. I just want to make sure that everybody's fine around me. So if it's that we're going to eat, we're going to eat. If it's that we're going to drink, we're going to drink. If it's that we're going to party, we're going to party. However we do it, we're going to have fun.
Interesting. Are you a life of a party?
I'm in the middle. I would like to say I'm the plug. You know, that person that you need to go and meet if you want to, like, who is doing this? Who is doing that? I want to have a party. Who do you recommend?
You are an Iyameto.
Yes. My mom was too.
So let's talk about your restaurant management skill. How did that come to play now that you have put Rent a Chef together?
So
that experience, how did you bring it into the business?
The beginning of the business was all about the restaurant management and managing people. Rent a Chef is also managing people, managing your clients and managing the chef that works for them. So we're talking in terms of them being able to cook well, their mentality, where they are at in their head, because that's so important. Because if you're not fine up here, you can't work well. Also, because I used to work at the restaurant, I fully understand chefs in terms of timing, in terms of their well-being. A lot of people look down on chefs in Nigeria and they're like, maybe they're just cooking in the kitchen. Why are you saying that they should work for 8 hours? But because I worked at the restaurant, I know how we shift it so that they can rest and get back to the kitchen. And those are all the things that I bought into Rent a Chef. And it has been working for me since, till now.
Can you help us understand exactly what rent? I know the name speaks for itself, but what exactly is the idea behind Rent a Chef? What is Rent a Chef?
So Rent a Chef is a special hospitality service what do? We cater to everything that has to do with food. Because what do chefs do? Chefs cook.
Right.
So in terms of catering, in terms of you need a chef in your house, or for just maybe you have birthdays, date night, anniversary, you just want somebody to come in. You don't want to go to the restaurant, but you want that restaurant feel in your home. We're going to bring you everybody from chefs to decor to waiters. We'll give you that restaurant feel in your home. And that's what we do. We bring that fine dining into your doorstep.
How did you know this was a need? I mean, growing up as a Yoruba girl, you know that once there's, you would have all the alases, àwọn obìnrin lé. It was always a fanfare. You kill the cow. It was a ceremony, and we knew that that was for, was not an everyday thing. Of course, also, we grew up with house help, domestic staffs here and there. Then, of course, at a certain level, you start hearing of, okay, people having personal chefs. I never grew up having personal chefs. There was always aunties or mothers around in the house. How did you know that this was a need in the market that you plugged yourself into?
So I used to tell people that when you're thinking about a business, after you do your research is so important to finally know what you want to do. I tell people that being a business owner is predicting. It's just like football. Somebody will say you will win. They just have this gut feeling. Business is positioning. Find where you are needed in that industry that you're going to. Nowhere is too oversaturated. You know the way they'll say the makeup industry is saturated? Everywhere is saturated. But where do you come in? Are you just going there to do the basic like everybody's doing? Find somewhere in that space. Look for it and tighten it and figure it out.
Tighten it. I
Yes,
like that.
and move. You know, that little space like a caveman, even if it's this old, you enter it.
What was that process like for you? Because you said you have always thought about, had the idea of Rent a Chef, but you never really acted on it till you got bored and you were like, what else can we do? How was that process of finding that niche? What was it like for you?
My background in the restaurant business was what gave me the idea for Rent a Chef, because that was basically what I was doing, the middleman between back house and front house. So when I thought about it, I was like, my
For
God.
those of us that don't know, what is back house?
So
What is
back
front
house is kitchen. Front,
Right.
the hostess, the waiters, and
Right.
everything, and also the clients that are coming in.
Okay.
So that's your front house. The
Okay.
back house is kitchen staff
Okay, so your job was the relationship between the back house
and the front house.
So
And that's
describe this relationship. What is it like? What do you do? How do you interact between back house and front house?
So how a restaurant works, we have the back house, which is the engine. The kitchen is the engine of every restaurant. So that's where the food comes out, the menu and everything. The back house, they start to prep very early in the morning or during the week. Then the front house, if your restaurant is opening in the evening, they are there by 12 to set up the tables and everything. The back house and the front house, if the food is not sweet, the customer is not happy. The customer won't be happy. So the back house is what works for the front house. So how do you make sure that everybody is harmonized? Everybody's working well. You're managing everybody. Everybody comes on time. The food is ready. We're doing procurement early, stock keeping, everything. And this is what I used to do. And that's the same thing we Rent a Chef, but in another form. Because we're still renting chefs to clients in their homes. Is it clicking?
That's interesting.
Yes.
What's the difference between what you do at Rent a Chef and those people that provide, say, nanny services for homes? When I think of Rent a Chef, what comes to my mind is like a recruitment agency, right? But I think you do more than just recruiting chefs. So in terms of the entire embodiment of what you do, how heavy is it?
You see that nanny that you just described, the nanny
Yes.
agency, that's exactly how Rent a Chef is. But sometimes the nanny ones, you get them for a whole month. But Rent a Chef, you can rent chefs daily. You can wake up and say, I feel like spoiling myself tomorrow. And call us and just say, please, can you have a chef come in and bring this and this? And you just pay. And we do procurement and the chef also comes in.
Okay.
You can say, my dad's birthday is this. Please, I need you people to come in and do. That's the difference.
And it's not just get me a chef. We get the chef. We bring you what needs to be cooked. In short, don't worry your head. You want a chef and you want food. you're
Like
going to get
subletting
it
your
all.
kitchen out. Your own is just to eat. Cleaning, bringing the food in, arranging the food. If you have the money, just pay and live life.
So in short, you are enabling the soft life
Yes.
for people.
Yes, it's the lifestyle.
Lifestyle. I love it.
You have to target lifestyle with every business. If you can target the lifestyle, you're almost there.
Why do you say that? Can
Because
every business really target lifestyle?
I think so. Because if you make your business something that has to do with a daily routine of people, it's something that somebody wakes up and say, "Oh, I need these people to work for me." This part of their life daily. There's no going back. And I feel like that's what business is about. That's the foundation of owning a business. Or if you're a business owner, you're solving a problem. The problem we solve is we solve your food problems in your house. If you come back late, you're a bachelor, or you and your wife, you guys work late, 9 to 5, and you need to eat. We are there for you. Or you want to quickly have a party or have a date night, whatever you need, food will come to you. And not just food, fine dining food.
Oh, so do you only service for fine dining?
No, we do everything. We even have local, like the alasses that
Yes,
we rent them. The elderly
so
women,
if I'm looking for an alase now,
the elderly women that cook for large parties, we rent them too.
oh, that's interesting.
Yes, we
So
do.
if I have this party I want to put together, I have 5 cows, I have all
They'll
of that.
come
You have
in.
those with that experience.
Yes, they will come in, cook everything for you. Then we also have an upgraded service that after they cook, the servers start to serve and you get waiters for the party. You can get it from us, top to bottom.
Interesting. How were you able to convince 10 different human beings, knowing how humans are, to do this or to come on this journey with you and telling them, guy, mo le ma fún yín lówó o, but something is going to happen?
I didn't start my business with money. People didn't believe. That was part of the 5 or 6 months waiting time because I was taking it one by one. As I had money, I was pushing, doing research. I already had a journal. I made a list. So as I was getting money, I was taking it. If I get money today, I'll use it for uniform. If I get money today, I'll use it to go and buy things. If I get money today, I'll use it to do research. I'll take a course, Instagram. So that was what I was doing. I did not. In fact, I told you I've had ideas for a while. And it was something else I wanted to do then. When I had the idea, I was like, let me do an app. It was my husband that told me one day, you keep having this idea, just start wherever you are. You always want to start big. So it was just like, let's start where you are. At that time, I was already here. I used to have a show here. So I was already entering it small. So that knowledge I took away also helped me. It was just like me transitioning from my food show to Rent a Chef, to doing the contents. Because what made Rent a Chef grow and what is making Rent a Chef grow, it's our marketing, how we position ourselves, even how our clients see us on Instagram. Sometimes when we get bad reviews, we get, this is not the way I saw it.
So the review is about how I saw it.
Yes, this is not the way I saw it. No. And we're like, oh, we're sorry. Da, da, da. We go back again. And they're like, hey, this is what I saw. Now I'm happy.
Wow.
Half of the time when we get, it's always like, no, like Rent a Chef is a lie. It's not you people. I can't believe it. So,
Interesting. So, how were you able to convince 10 people to come with you on this journey that looks like, I can't imagine trying to hire somebody and say, I won't pay you.
I tell people that just be a kind person. Be a kind person. Be there for people. I can't say why they followed me. I remember just calling people and say, I had this idea. And for every time I called, nobody told me no. It was, Chef B, whatever you want to, don't worry, we did for you. For you. I'm kind, but I'm not the nicest person.
Being kind and nice are two different
Yeah,
things.
I'm very passionate. So no matter who you are, even if you're doing it for me for free, you have to do it well. You have to do it. I paid them, but it wasn't like the money I wanted to pay them. It was more like any amount we got from procurement, I gave it to the chefs. So they had transportation and they also had a little money after, but it wasn't still like after 3 months when we started to make money. They were happy. They were like, hey, thank God we don't labor. They chop the fruits. So it was good. I tell people that you need to get the right people for the team, for the job. Then lead with love. Leadership is about empathy. A lot of people miss that. I might not want to know what is making you sad. Because sometimes when you know about what is making, I always have to check up on you. But I know that you are sad and I can figure out how to help you. Or I can say, just take a break.
So you get yourself together.
Yes, yeah. What is going on might not really be your business if they do not tell you. But you can tell that.
There's something wrong with this person.
Oh, you look tired. What's wrong? I'm coming from very far. Stay back this week. Just that thought goes a very long way sometimes. Leadership is about empathy. Let them know that you have them. Sometimes people take the piece and I have to bring out the
other side, the not so kind side.
I tell people that I'm a traumatizer. If you think you can mess with me, I'll traumatize you. You will resign the next day because you won't get out of it. I won't beat you, but I'll let you know. Don't try that. Let me put it this way. I'm a very reasonable person. No matter what you bring up, we'll always walk around it, no problem. Whoever you are, I try to work with you. If I cannot work with you, then it's too much.
So, from what I understand, you leveraged past relationships and were also able to leverage those because you didn't burn the bridge.
Yes.
You were personable.
Yes.
You were kind. At least they saw you as kind and they felt they owed you something. They owed it to you to at least support that vision.
And they were my chefs from the restaurants I had managed. So I have this and I want to do this. And they're like, Chef B, you, don't worry. I'll do it for you. Some of them even resigned to come and join Rent a Chef.
Wow.
A lot of them did.
Wow.
And it paid. I'm glad. And I'm happy. I would love to say thank you to the people that set it up with me. Because the truth is, without them, we won't be where we are today. And I'm glad that we've come a long way.
That's very powerful. And you made a statement. You said, lead with love.
Yes, lead with
So
love.
the way you also lead will determine how far they can go. So how do you manage when people just decide to be people? Because I can also imagine the kind of people you deal with a lot at Rent a Chef. Sometimes they are semi-learned. They understand the business, but they are semi-literate. You service HNIs. How are you able to bridge that gap between, oh, this is how I need you to interact? How do you deal with when you share a vision and not that the person doesn't want to get it, but at that time, that person just doesn't have the capacity to understand what you are saying to them? How do you lead with love when your bottom line is at stake?
So for me, I always say this, that I learned a lot of lesson being a business owner. I used to be very naive and I used to feel like, oh, life is like this, people are like this, but that's not true. You might be the sweetest soul on earth and people will still mess with you. It has nothing to do with who you are. If you're too kind to people, will just take advantage and get entitled. So what I do is I have my vision and nothing can stop it. If you're not in line with it, you have to move aside. And it took me 3 years to get to this mentality now. In fact, not even 3 years, just last year.
Wow.
3 years. I've been in the business for 4 years and it took me, let me say, 3.5 because I realized that you can't want something for people that they don't want for themselves. They need to want it as much as you want it. As a team, we all have to have one goal and we all have to accomplish it. One person will want it more than the others, but they also have to want it too. And some people don't want it. They're just coming there for different reasons.
Or for their daily.
Yes, for their daily bread.
Let me go.
So if you don't fit into my vision, if you don't fit into my plans, if you're not giving me what I need, it's okay. Just let them go. Because if you do not let them go, how do you find the people that fit into it?
They'll be holding space.
Yes, exactly. So that's what I've learned. You don't even have to be, before I'll be shouting. But now I don't bother.
You mean somebody can do this job and not shout?
No, you can't. But you get there. You have to learn it. You have to get used to it. You have to control your emotions. You have to learn that even shouting from today to tomorrow does not mean that anything will happen. And some days you still shout because you're human. You also have bad days and you also get frustrated. But now I'm as chilled as anything. I let work go. And if I say that you need to leave, you're going to leave.
Is there any remarkable challenge that you say you've experienced that was pivotal for your business, especially in the first year or second year? Why did your business dip in the second year?
Okay, the first year we had hype. We had just come out.
Right.
People didn't know that you can have chefs come cook for you, so the hype.
Right.
Hype carried the first year.
For the whole year.
Yes, the whole year. But for the second year, the hype had died. People had done it a lot. So it was more like, then the economy was also failing, going down. So it was more of survival of the
became
fittest.
luxury.
Yes, it was more of survival of the fittest. Can I afford it? If I can't, let me leave it. We had to readjust my content to get the
HNIs, to get
yes,
more
upgraded clients.
Yes.
I didn't know that my target audience had changed.
Oh, you didn't know your customers had changed.
Because of the economy. People were doing it a lot. But when the economy started dipping, A lot of people were like, do I need it? I can't
Yeah.
afford it every day, every week. I didn't know that was the problem. Yes.
I can't remember who I was having a conversation with, just explaining the economy. I was telling somebody that I don't care what social bracket you are in this country, you are being hit. Because
True.
all the people who had all the extra spending power, the overage that you had, you know how you enter a store to buy one thing, then you see something you did not plan for, and it's not so expensive. It's because you have extra change. But the moment that economy did that and things started doubling, tripling in price, it just sucked up all those extra. So nobody had cash to just play around anymore. And so because of that, overnight, your customers changed. How did you manage that?
No, it was more of people were thinking, do I need it? If I don't need it, I don't need to do it. My clientele had changed. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I need to add this one. Maybe I need to add that one. Then I had a friend that was saying, do catering. Just focus on catering. Be doing food deliveries. He still had to do with food. So I was just diverting my business. And it was just getting worse.
So the more you added, the worse it became.
Yes.
Do you think the customers you had got confused?
They were confused. Then when I started doing the deliveries, focusing on the catering, I went back to my target audience. I'd lost. I was trying to relate to the target audience I'd lost, because when you deliver food, you can sell food for 5K, 10K. But they were not my target audience anymore for rent a chef.
They could not afford anymore.
Yes. So I was selling food. In 2022,
I think I remember you said, let's sell a bowl
both
of
potatoes. I was like, we have to figure it out. You know, when the economy, you're thinking, oh, let me try new things, let me do new things. And for me, that was not the problem. I now figured it out in 2023.
How did you do this figuring out?
Okay, so I figured it out when I started training. When I started training, because people would ask for training, I never used to do it.
So one of the things you added in 2020.
2020,
Okay.
we struggled our way through. So in 2023, I was like, let me just start this training to bring in new money, new things. I started training. I said, train and work. We'll find you work after. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Back to how I started renting chef. I didn't know how I was going to do it, because, like I said, our clientele has dropped for renting chefs. Even that December, people didn't really rent chefs. All my chefs left to work for another person. I was selling food. All those food they used to sell at Christmas. That was what I did that Christmas to make money. Chef renter, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 people rented. I was like, what's going on? I just said, let me start training. When I started training, after they finished training, it was time to get jobs. Because of fear, because of doubt, I was shaking my leg. So one of the students had come to send a voice note about, hey, so you tricked us. You said you're going to give us job. I came from Asaba. Are we not supposed to start working yet? You people will say, come and take picture today. Come and take picture tomorrow. Da, 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 da. I'm like,
She sent you a voice note.
Yes, I feel like this we do the training. All the cuisines we're supposed to teach you.
They
paid.
Okay.
We're still trying to figure out this residential client thing, because you know me, I like to research, make sure that I do it in the right way, do all my findings, position it well, and that was what I wanted to do. But that voice note made me so sad that night, and I sat down and I said, oh my God, I'm going to post this residential chef thing. So I sat down that night. I had a very big videographer come during the training. So he already sent me those things. But like I said, I like to take my time. And I had my flyer, I had everything. Miss B, I sat down and I did a voiceover and I posted it. Before I woke up the next morning, it had gone viral.
Amazing.
Before the end of that day, we had 10 people registering for residential chefs. I am not lying to you. I went into their group. I was like, did I force any one of you? Did I knock on your door to come and do training? I'm trying to arrange this thing. You guys should do. But I now still say, how much effect by me? Who sent me to go and do training? I just said, Shebi, you self, you have everything. Why are you dragging your leg? Why are you doubting yourself? Execute it. Implement. I wrote everything down. I said
What was the video about?
The video, we had them when they were training. Then we'd gone to 2 or 3 clients where they came to work. So we had a video where they were working in the homes. Then we had them when we were training them. Then also we had market videos where we can get things for you. So we put everything together to show that this is the service we were doing. Then I typed it. Then my younger sister, she helps me edit whenever I type, because me and English were like this. I said, please let me edit. Let me put the commas and the...
Cool. Yeah.
So she did that. And what she edited for me, I just... Voice notes is my thing. Voiceovers are my thing. So I just did voiceover of a write-up. The write-up she edited for me. I just did the voice. I just slept. I did not even think about it. Before I woke up the next
Your
morning,
phone was buzzing.
it was not even my phone. When I woke up the next morning, I saw 10,000 likes on the video. I'm like, really?
Shele.
They were calling us from TikTok to Instagram. I need a share. That month, we got 30 clients for residential chef.
Wow.
It made me figure out that you are diverting from your business. I stopped food delivery immediately. I stopped all those catering things and I just went back. What you need to do is push out, position your business the way it is. Keep showing people that this is what we are doing. This is what you're doing. Do a very good video, a good quality of video. Retarget your audience. And that was what we did. And Residential Chef brought back Rent a Chef, even the Daily Chef. And we started making money
What's
from
the
also
difference
training.
between residential chef and rent a chef?
So residential chefs is when you rent a chef in your home for the whole month.
Oh, private chef, having
Yes,
chefs and
they come
paying them
every
monthly.
day and you pay monthly. That was what we started in 2023. And that was
Right.
another way that my business blew up again after 2022.
That was never really part of the offering of rent a chef.
We started it when we started Rent a Chef, but it didn't work out, so I stopped it.
Because I remember we've had a conversation before. These people, you don't know where they're from. I don't
Yes.
recommend people, I beg.
So that's why I train. When people have private chefs in their home, half of the time is not the food, but the character and the behavior. That's where I came in to change all those things. Even our chefs, we can't have them for more than 1 week. We don't want them to see you finish, and we don't want you to see them finish.
So how do you now do the residential chef?
We rotate chefs.
Oh, do clients do they feel like it's an invasion when they keep having different people coming?
No, you have your permanent chefs, but they rotate. So you can have 4 chefs to yourself that rotate to your place. Because the chef needs to go elsewhere. I've done this business before. I'm also a chef. When they are stuck in one place, they're tired, they get bored. They also don't give their best. So how do they give you the best service if mentally they are not happy? But when you rotate them,
So it becomes this is how they behave in this house, this is how they do in this. Even the food that
It's
they cook, these people they eat
different.
or her here is
So you know the chef when your
Right.
3rd week chef is coming, you say, this went to eat lamb chops and salmon. This one she's the best. They want to say this one a Nigerian food though. You know they want to say this one she cooked Indian meal. Oh, I will do fine dining. I'll host this week. Chef, she would write a menu for me. Each chef has 4 clients.
now
And
that's
it's because I've experienced it. You have to
Right.
live the life to figure out the problems so you can find a solution to it.
that's actually a very unique angle to it. So it's beyond that, I just need a chef in my house. I also don't need a chef that I'll think I have a chef and 3 months later the person says, I want to go. My brother said kiniko. And so to keep them consistent, you had to keep rotating.
We rotate. A lot of clients, when we started, had a problem with it, but after some time, they liked it.
Oh.
They liked it. They were like, some of them would say, my 3rd week chef, Chef Abisola, when is she coming? Then if we don't give them
So
that
they
Chef
now have
Abisola,
favorites.
yes, if you don't give them that Chef Abisola for the 3rd week, you will see fights. Hey, you will not believe it. You will see them, they will say, where's Success? Where's this one? They already know them by name. They know what they make when that chef is around. Each chef also has their menu. So when they are going to the client's house, they automatically cook their food.
Their own food for the week.
They cook their own. That way, the client already knows the menu of each chef. They're like, this one has continental, this one has national. Because we want you to cook what you know. Cook what you know.
So chefs also have expertise.
Yes.
Oh, this person is better at baking.
Yes.
So you don't want
to do one
where
better.
A chef. Okay, but I think I've had a chef once telling her, Madam, please, you help me with plating. And I'm like, okay, I know how to cook, but now it's possible the person has worked somewhere before that they complain how he plates food. And he's, I don't want this issue again. Please, you're going to help me with plating. But in my head, I'm like, you are the one that is supposed to have that expertise. That's why you are here.
They
so I
all
don't
know
have
how
to
to
bother
plate.
about
They all know how to plate, but they have expertise. Some are national chefs, some are continental chefs. So when they come with their menu, if the client doesn't like it, the client will adjust. Oh, remove this one, put this one. This is what I eat. I don't eat this. But they're still cooking their menu. The client is just adjusting it to their own preference. So it's easy.
So in those situations, do they also do the procurement?
We do the procurement. And sometimes
Right.
the clients, they do their procurement. It doesn't matter.
So
Whatever works for
if
you.
hiring a residence chef now, for example, I don't need to bother about procuring food for the month, making sure everything is sorted. You can also seed that to rent a chef.
Yes, and if you procure food for the month already, the chef will come. When they check everything that is available, as they're making breakfast on Monday, they're checking your stock. They're writing down the things they meet in your house to make sure that there's transparency. So when they check and they look at their menu, it's for you to procure a lot of things. There might just be a few things like supermarket runs because some chef they want to use this, and sometimes they can make do, they can improvise. So most of the times, if you're stocked up in your house, you might not even need to buy anything. Maybe one supermarket runs, and the chef can do that. That's all. So if you feel like you're because a lot of people are comfortable with buying their own food.
Right.
They want farm to food. They want to
Right.
see if it's fresh fish. Some people are not happy with another person doing procurement. Some people don't mind. We have a lot of clients and days that we bring different things because it's our chef that is working. So we already know, they already know that we bring in pepper this day. They sort the pepper out, they package it, they put it in the fridge. They know that this doesn't go in the freezer, this goes in the fridge.
So
The
they
day we bring
understand their
protein,
food.
yes, the day we bring proteins, they know that, okay, we'll stay back. Maybe we have to work an hour more. When procurement is coming, we have an hour added to our work because we need to arrange, clean, and bag everything. And when they are leaving on Saturday, the next chef coming in, they're like, oh, we got procurement on this day. I wrote a list of the things I saw,
handover.
yes, to the next person. So when that person comes, because it's a kitchen, one chef will come and scatter. It's not like the kitchen is dirty, but they'll pick something from here. They need to hand over to each other to let them know that if you're looking for this, if you're looking, write a note, it's already in the kitchen. Work is easy. They all have groups because they use the same clients. Like I said, 4 clients to a chef, four chefs to a client.
That's very amazing. Interesting. Having this kind of large team, for example, how do you ensure consistency and quality across board?
I like that question. It's a very good question. So we separate chefs from admin operations team. So they are all different teams. So for the chef team, we have different groups for chef, depending based on experience. The chef that has been with us since 2021, 2022. So we have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and we don't give them.
Everybody knows the group they're in.
Yes, and we don't give them the same rules. There's rules for the bigger chefs because they've been with us for a while, and there are some things they can do that the younger chefs cannot do.
Hierarchy.
Yes, there's an hierarchy. So for this year, we've introduced the gift system. If your client gives you a very good review, every month you can, if it's HMO, if it's pension, we just add something to your package. Last December, we gave like the top chefs leather aprons, leather chef knives, customized with their names and stuff.
Amazing.
Yes. So we gave bonuses to encourage you to stay in line. Then that promise of there's different things, incentives that you can pick up along the way as far as you keep doing well. Knife bags, chef plating equipment, different things. Your client has said, oh, I like this chef. And if a client says, oh, I like the chef, means that you're doing your job well. So that way you focus on doing your job well so you can get the reward. So reward system also works. You reward them. Then if they're not doing well, you do not reward them. And you pay more attention to the people that are doing well than the people that are not doing well. So they know they are doing something bad and they have to meet up. A lot of time, people focus on the people that are not doing well.
Get those doing well.
You'll be spending attention on that one. You'll be trying to help that one because you're already attached or someone thing. But I realized that don't focus on the people that are not doing well. Focus on the people that are doing well. Reward them, engage them, make sure that you reward them openly, and you also encourage them every time because they're doing so well. So that way, you are helping them mentally. The people that are not doing well will just naturally pick up because they want to be like the people doing well. They want to get the reward. They want to get the bonuses. Whatever makes you happy. And people also want to grow. They don't want to be in a company and feel like I'm not growing. So when they see that the people that are doing really well, they are growing, things are just working out for them, they'll just naturally fall in line.
So by incentivizing the guys who have quality and stay consistent, you indirectly and directly turn your organization to an organization that is high performing.
Yes, motivated,
so those who
determined.
are low performing people naturally would have to keep up, otherwise
Yes.
they fall by the wayside. Either they
Yes.
get fired or they walk out on their own.
Or we fire them and take them out of the group. Most of the time during the festive season, you see them, they want to give their best.
Because they know something is coming out.
There's everybody, I have to get one. While some people are getting everything. It depends on how much you pay attention to the work. It's a service business. It has to come from the heart. If it doesn't come from the heart, you can't meet up because it's a very hard industry. And sometimes you don't reap what you sow early. It comes a lot later. So you have to want it. You
What
have
do you
to
call
like
it? It's interesting when you offer a service that provides care and enjoyment for people. Why is that space hard?
It's a very hard industry because of a lot of things. There are people that sometimes you don't have mentors, you don't have people that know that you're going through strains. Being a chef is hard. Morning to night, you're overworked, transportation, the economy. It's an hard. The job itself is hard. You're standing in the kitchen, you're going home,
Always on your
feet,
feet.
Mondays to Saturday, you only get Sundays off. The physical and mental is hard. The hard work itself to get to where you need to go, to climb that ladder is hard. It's not easy. It's not like sitting down in the office and flagging that you're a good person and you're a team player. You know,
Every food you cook tests.
some days you're just in the worst of mood. Nobody cares. Everybody still expects you to be the best. Your clients will not say because something happens to you, you'll not come and cook rice and stew and it will not be sweet. The job is hard, I won't lie. Even in the restaurants, it's hard for the chefs.
It's mentally draining.
Yes, it is. That's the word. Physically and mentally
So how are
draining.
you able to cater to your staff mentally? We've spoken about the physical part.
I like to balance
mentally.
it. I'm what they call life of a party. That's where I come in. We're going to have fun. We're going to party. When it's time to work, we work. But when it's time to play, I don't like to remove that play because it helps them. So I always try to, anything that has to do with party, cooking, let's just go out to the restaurant. So whenever we have a project, even while doing that project, I'm taking them out weekly. We're just enjoying.
Them unwind. That's
I'll
which
tell
they
them
won't
that
be able to
do
on
by
their
them,
own.
they can't afford it. They can't spend that money. You can't go to a restaurant now and just say, okay, everybody's
Oh,
eating.
you take them out to restaurants. Other
Party,
restaurants.
rave in December. I bought rem for 10 people. You would just go out after work, go and chill. Then sometimes when I'm in the office and I feel like, oh, we're working, we order pizzas, we order drinks, we play music, just help them mentally. And that's for the people that are working around and stuff. The people that are not working around, we try to say, okay, what can we do? Let's have parties. Let's call this person. So everybody that is doing well, we always want to include you in one thing. So that way you can unwind. The company also has things that they set out for enjoyment, relaxation, food. So that's it.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
So as they make the money, we they spend them.
So for someone who has leveraged her business on social media, branding, I wouldn't really say marketing. It's majorly been social media, branding, content, and all that. How much impact will you say that that has had on your business, and how would you advise other people to do the same?
A lot of times when I see business owners, I feel like they lose focus. Some of them are giving up way too much personal information. Some of them are doing funny content. But what you're doing is not pushing through. You're not getting to your clients. Create content about you. Your business has a story. Tell that story. That's all. Every business has a story. Every business. If you like be selling kuli kuli, you have a story. Be selling, you have a story.
The founder.
How you can now tell that story is left to you.
So what happens to people who are not natural? So let's assume you're a natural storyteller, because it's also a gift. It's a talent.
True.
So what happens to businesses or people who are averse to social media? Some people who naturally would not even remember to take a picture, not talk of post, not talk of caption. I know people who captioning is their biggest headache.
But there's
Okay, I
AI
have
now.
picture. Somebody has forced me to take a picture. What do I write?
But there's AI now.
AI doesn't work automatically. AI is garbage in, garbage out. If you AI lies now, it caps a lot. If you don't know what you want out of AI, it will give you nonsense.
But if you're dressed and you need a caption, it's just to tell AI, I went here, this is what I'm wearing, this is my vibe. The captions will come out.
Shebi needs to add that to your lessons. So guys, you need to sign up for her.
If you get dressed and you have a nice picture and you don't know what to caption it, what is the vibe of the picture? What is the aesthetic of the picture? Put that on AI and the caption will come out. Just tell AI, I have a picture, I don't know the caption, but this is my vibe, this is what I wore, this is where I went. Give me 10 options and pick from there. If you want it to be
what works.
Yes, if you want it to be funny, if you want it to be edgy, if you want it to be motivational, just put it there. Just give AI. I feel like you have to direct.
So that one I'm going to use this one for myself.
You have to direct it. It's direction. You have to give it the right result.
Exactly.
So direct it.
Exactly.
So that's all.
Let's say one mistake has given you the biggest lesson so far. What mistake did you make in the course of this business so far that you think has taught you the greatest lesson?
I've made mistakes a lot. I won't lie. I make mistake every day. Every day.
You hear that?
There's no way you can be big or you plan to be somebody that, and you're a business owner and you're running from failure or mistakes. I make mistakes sometimes a lot, a lot. It's part of it now. Because when you make the mistake, you learn from it and that's how you grow. It's very simple. The mistakes is what helps you be a business owner, is what leads, is what directs you. Is when you do it and you do it wrong, you figure how to do it right. So my journey from the beginning to the end has been a lot of mistakes and fixing those mistakes. And that's why I'm here now.
So the entire process is do not attempt to run away from making mistakes because your entire journey as an entrepreneur is one of mistakes. You should embrace the mistakes, fix it, enter the next one.
From staffing to getting the right ingredients to recipes, every aspect we've made mistakes and the mistakes have helped us or helped me adjust and know what to do. Even with human resources or relationship with staff, everything is from that mistake.
Oh, na so it be.
That's what they do for a year. I adjust and I...
Interesting. You talked about self-doubt earlier. How did you overcome that to get started? Because self-doubt is not a thing. It's a space of head. So I imagine that even the fact that you overcame yesterday doesn't mean you don't have self-doubt for tomorrow. And how do you continue to overcome that and continues to spur you for success?
The truth is, the self-doubt does not go away. Every time I've ever doubted myself so bad, I'm like, oh, this thing will never fly. This thing will never move. Funny enough, that's the thing that moves. So the self-doubt...
It's almost as if something was trying to hold you back from...
So now, whenever I have the self-doubt, there's another thing in my brain that says, this is it. Or if I feel like something is too big for me to do or I can't achieve it, I'm like, this thing. Because I realized that every time I've had self-doubt and I pushed through it, that thing had been big. So now when I have self-doubt, is an indicator for success. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm doubting it. Now I have to do it.
So that ability to introspect, to also look back and see patterns of how things have worked for you. Every time you had doubts, it stopped you. But then you'd never know if it would have worked because you didn't do it. But every time you've pushed through that self-doubt, it has always been the major thing, like pivotal for you.
Yes. That's the truth. Every time I've had self-doubt, there are times that I would be doing a job and I was just like, I don't even want to go. And I'll just force myself, is that job that will be good? I don't know, there's just something, I don't know how life works, or is God or the universe, something negative will just turn to something positive. It just has its way of taking its course. So these days, I just flow. You get to a rhythm as a business owner that you're already understanding it so much that you just like I said, you let what goes and what comes stays.
That's powerful. Let's talk about your leadership style again. You made a statement about leading with love. How would you say your leadership skill has improved since you started Rent a Chef?
Very well, because I saw the bad side and I saw the good parts. No matter how much I say, oh, lead with love, lead with empathy, there are times I go in with people because they've gotten me to a stage. There are staff that left that I can never call back because we also didn't end it in a good way because of one or two things. So it's not every time that I get it right. And sometimes I let my emotions get the better of me. But like I said, I keep learning from my mistake and I feel like I just get better from the leadership every time something happens. The thing with me is I like to talk to myself. If there's a situation, I want to see what's my own contribution to that thing. Right. Did I handle it the right way? Did I do it the right way? And if I can tell myself that, oh, maybe you didn't do it the right way, you should have done like this, I'm adjusting immediately. So I always have to correct myself. I tell people that if you can be honest with yourself, you will totally grow. Don't lie to yourself. Don't sugarcoat it. Yes, hype yourself, but don't lie to yourself. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't sit in your success and say, nothing is a big deal for me. The minute I do it, I'm on to the next. Like I take my time to, sometimes I'll Ah, nice. I'm really happy for myself. Yes, I should be happy for myself. But on to the next. People will just sit down and be
They'll just
there.
be enjoying that new status.
Yes. And time will just go. Just move. Wherever you are, keep moving.
So I want to take an element of that self-doubt you talked about. And you also made a statement earlier where you said you don't like there to be distance between when there's an idea,
Idea
and
and
the action,
implementation, yes.
which follows this move that you talked
Yes.
about. How
Implementing
would you
your ideas.
advise business people, entrepreneurs who struggle with imposter syndrome?
So, if I get it correctly, imposter syndrome is that one that tells you that you can't do it.
Yes, where you keep feeling, oh, I'm not good enough. I need to learn more. Oh, I need to get more of this. So you just feel you're not good enough all the time.
So, it's just like that self doubt, too. I tell people, just try. What's the worst that can happen? Imposter syndrome, just still try. Push it out. What's the worst? If you don't do it, that's when it's dead forever. Don't let it win. No matter what you're feeling in your head, implement, post. If you feel like, oh, that post is dark, is bright, post the dark one, you will now say, okay, let me post the bright one. But if you don't do anything, you are still in the beginning. You have not started. You have not in the middle. You have not even gotten close to the end. So you're just stagnant. Your head is just keeping you from moving. You have to overcome it. You have to tell yourself that, no, I can do it and try.
How
If
about
you
the people
fail,
that have a fear of failure?
if you fail, that's what I'm
They
about
will
to say.
XYZ about it.
If fail, you're not starting from not knowing. You're starting from now. You know that, okay, I failed in this thing. Okay, now if I want to do it again, you already have the knowledge. That's your research for you.
That's hard research.
Yes. You grow when you, like they say that gold needs to go through the steel for it to turn, or diamond. That's how you grow. You can't grow when things are soft. You grow when things are difficult, when things are hard. If everybody's life is soft, we'll all be enjoying now. But my uncle used to say something. He would say, if you enjoy before you suffer is waiting for you. And that was what happened to me. He says it's very short because you have to go through that to finally get to where you're going. And that was what happened to me in my first year of business. I entered, I was feeling it, the hype, but the second year I felt it. So if you enjoy before you suffer, the
The
suffer
suffer
here
is
is,
still in front.
yes, it's not going anywhere. So just face it
Head
head on.
You spoke earlier about your husband helping you with recruitment because you've emphasized a couple of times that you just need to hire right. Hiring right. Are you in partnership with your husband on this business?
At all.
He's just a support system, fantastic support system.
It's just there are some things I don't know about my facility manager and my husband. Sometimes when my husband is not available, he comes to tell me, I'll say, oh, now they do it before. You say, now, God, they arrange them. I'm like, I don't know about this one. No, you go wait till Oga come. Oh.
There are certain things that he runs that he doesn't run by you, he runs by your husband.
Yes, I don't even know
Oh.
anything about it.
Interesting.
Sometimes they are having AC issues, water, this and I'm like, how now they do? I'm say now, Oga, they call them because Oga no pick call now. I'm like, I don't know, I don't know who they call. Oh. So he helps me a lot with equipment, but also things that I need to do that it feels like, oh, if she's doing this, she'll not be able to focus. So let me take this off her.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
support.
yes.
And
yes.
that brings me to a question because this job you do, it's a job that steals your personal time. If you are not careful, you will not have a personal life.
At
because
all.
every time that you are meant to have as break, or that the world calls break time, happens to be your busiest time.
Yes.
When people are relaxing, that's when they remain, hey, let me call rent a chef, Jerry. And you are actively working in those times. Look at the example you gave about Valentine and how you worked all through the night. You had to sleep at the client's house.
No, we work on New Year days, we work on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Every day.
So how do you manage this with your personal relationships?
Okay, so now that my business is growing, I don't have to be the one to go. But when I started my business 2-3 years, Christmas, New Year, I'm at work. Maybe our own New Year will be second. Our own Christmas will be on the 26th or 24th. Or most times I have jobs from 20 to maybe the
It will
second
be when
week.
everybody has forgotten about it, then we
Yes.
will now do our own.
You just have to have a supportive person. That person that knows that they are even happy that you are doing that work. I feel like my husband is happy that I have my business. He likes it. He's like, I like that you're focused on this. Let me focus on this. And we come and we meet in the middle. So it's more like you have your thing, I have my thing. You just have to have the person that understands you. Even with me owning my business and doing, I don't take responsibility for anything. I don't cook. Anything we see,
As
we used
as
to
as
eat.
Chef B.
I don't. My husband sometimes he will say, "You are taking the piece." So
Do you know I've
when he
heard
has
it
to do
that
it,
most chefs hardly cook?
I don't cook. Well, sometimes my husband will say, this that is no. You don't they forget say you get husband. They say, "You are taking the piece." So when did you cook? I'll be like, "Baby, don't worry, I'll cook." If I sit, don't be like say you want to enter trouble. I will cook. You understand? It's just God. Let God just give you your person. Let
So
God
that
just give you your
support
person.
is very important. And most important because you find that there are certain industries that share this trait. Those of us that are in media as well. One of the things I tell people when they're coming into media, this is the first thing I explain to them. You don't have holidays. When they are talking about holidays and you're hearing it in the news, you are one of the exemptions. It doesn't concern you because you have to prep for that holiday. When people are on holiday, it is
You're
they
entertaining
expect
them.
to entertain them. That goes for maybe people in essential services, media, food, healthcare. Think of police. Would you like them to go on holiday, to let us all go on holiday? A lot of people struggle. I've had conversations with people before that would say their problem is they don't want to. I was talking to one particular person in media who is thinking of settling down, but is struggling because he doesn't want somebody in media. But every time he comes across someone and the person finds out he's in media, they run away because of how tedious and demanding that life. Is there a way you could advise such people? Is there a way to think of that balance, especially with their significant others? It can be their spouses, their girlfriends, their children. How can they better manage this lifestyle? And that is what it demands.
On this particular topic, I won't lie to you. I don't have any advice. Because how I get away with it and how I do it is just God. And it's just God that has given me my husband. If I tell you this is how to do it, your husband will just change it for you. Or this is the work balance. When it comes to relationship, you just have to find your person. I feel like if you find your person, everything works because you found your person and that person is willing to just go on that ride with you. Like they say, for worse. For me, I don't know, I will not lie, Miss B. Hopefully everybody figures it out and I pay. And I
Pray.
wish everybody can find their own persons.
I think that's fair enough. Find your own person, your own
Yes.
tribe.
Yes.
How would you say, or what trends would you see in the food industry in Nigeria in the nearest future?
The food industry, the Nigerian industry is going to go very international. We're going to be a very big deal in the next 5 to 10 years. This is a fact because we're growing so fast. The thing about Nigeria is whenever there's something going on in an industry and there's eyes in that industry works and it will just fly. It happened with Nollywood, it happened with the music industry. I think it's time for the food industry too. So whatever you're doing, whatever service you're doing, plug in. They call it service. People tend to forget. If I have a client that has been renting chefs for me, and the client says, Chef B, I don't have money next week, but I need chef, I'll give you a chef. It's called service. You've been doing it before, but you don't have the money for 3 days. Why can't I give you? But some people, they're focused on other things. They want to make money. If I have a client that is not happy, why do I need to collect money? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Because I love it and you saw my business and you feel, oh, I want to rent chef. It is my responsibility to give you the service that I have shown that this is what I do. And that's where a lot of people fail. They want to just make the money. You have to be connected with your client. You have to be connected with your staff. It's connection. You are the middle. So there's a connection. You have to be connected to them. You have to feel their pain. You have to want them to have a good time all the time. Especially the clients that are bringing their money. They are trusting you. And it is your responsibility to give them their money's worth.
It's interesting the passion with which you're saying.
The service business is my life. I love it. If I can cook for you and that will make you happy, or I can send a chef that will cook for you and that will make you happy, and you enjoy the service, the mixologist, you get a lot of things from us. You're like, oh my God, I love this service. That is my gain. That is my reward. That I thought about this business and I can give this exceptional
Wow.
service. That's it.
If
You
you
have
have
to love it. I tell people you have to love it so much. You have to love it that it's every part of your being, your fiber. You wake up, this is it. You sleep, this is it. You have to love it enough for you to withstand the hard times. You have to love it. You have to love it so damn much.
What do you say to people who believe that when they are giving a service, they are doing you a favor?
Because, like I said, if is it for clients or for people?
Both ways. You have to deal with both.
So for clients, when they give you money, they believe that, oh, Shebe have paid, let me do it. That's where you come in with your set of rules and your terms of engagement. But for service provider that feel like they're doing their clients, that's you just being entitled because you're supposed to. You started that business to give that service. So why do you feel like it's a favor? Didn't they pay for it? It's not free. Even when I was doing free service, I never went late to any client's house because I'm like, oh, Shebi is a free service. I see business owners sometimes when I also do service with people. Recently, I booked an apartment. I wanted to use it for content. And one or two things happened. She was apologizing. When you apologize, I say, but it's not.
I'm sorry, but
That's not the way to do it. You take full responsibility. You figure out how to work it out. Then you work it out. That's all. That's it.
I think this has been very insightful. Thank you for sharing so openly and freely. If I were to ask you some quick questions, say, what's your favorite dish to cook?
My favorite dish to cook. Wow. I like Alfredo pasta. I like jollof rice. I feel like my favorite dish to cook is what the person I'm cooking for wants to eat. Because I hardly cook for myself. Whenever I cook for people, I cook for clients. So if I'm cooking for you, what do you want? So that's my favorite dish to cook. Whatever you want, that's what I want to give you.
Which means your satisfaction is derived from their own satisfaction.
Yes, exactly.
You are really made for this.
Yes, that's the service business. Whatever you want to eat, that's what I'll cook.
So if you weren't in the food industry, what business will you be running?
Maybe social media management,
Okay.
TV show, something.
I mean, you've had a TV show before.
Yes.
I think you do this social media thing quite effortlessly.
Yes, I think social media. I'll be digital marketer. I'll be around there.
The interesting thing about your social media presence, you found a very interesting balance. I think you're one of the most authentic people. Like you are just yourself.
Yes.
Whatever you are doing, you are yourself. If you like it, if you don't like it. And I particularly like how you also have not centered just your business. You created characters or put out existing characters within your business.
Yeah.
We literally follow your business like a reality TV show.
Yeah.
I don't know if Isla still works for you, but you put out different characters and we're now judging and
you're engaged.
Was that a deliberate thing or it's just something that happened?
It's just a funny girl. And every day when somebody's funny and I'm a social media person, so I'll just always shoot her. And from there, it just blew up.
Interesting.
I didn't plan it. And I still tell people to do today that Isla is even way funnier than some things I don't show. I'll be like, Isla, you're just too much.
So she's just a character in herself.
That's how she is.
And you decided to share her with the world. Yes. It's not like you deliberately said, let me be showing this character, then people will follow. There
was one time we went for a retreat and someone said she used to think me and Isla used to plan all those things I used to post. But they stayed for her for 2 days. They say, Chef B, you are trying. Babanla we love more. Because she's very funny. She's very scattered. She's very chaotic. She's very playful. She's always happy. I don't even know how to say it. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's good. You're just overwhelmed with that person. She's just right here in your face. Happy, sad, whatever she's feeling. Dramatic, everything is there.
Interesting. If you were to describe your entrepreneurial journey using one Nigerian slang, what would it be? Ichoke. What's the best advice you've received in business?
Now I have to think about that. I don't think I even have any. The best advice someone gave to me. I can say one that stayed with me, but I don't think it came as an advice.
Okay.
So I was consulting for one of my restaurant clients. We're trying to do his kitchen. So he wanted to go for the general gas system. And I was like, don't go for it. It's actually very expensive. So he kept on asking me, how much is it? How much is it? And I'll say, it's expensive. And he's like, how much is it?
Name a figure.
So I go, I'm like, between 30 to 50 million. And he says, that's not expensive. What follows next is expensive is perspective. What is expensive for you is not expensive. When I was going home, I was just thinking about it. What is expensive for you might not be expensive for me. And that pushed me. I'm like, God, I have to make money. I want people to call money for me and I will not even flinch. Like I will not even be like, because he kept on, I was like, hi, he was like, how much is it, Chef B? So when I was like, let's just look at 30 million to 50 million. He was like, is that the money? Yes. I was like, no, now. It's not expensive. He said, yeah, it's not expensive. I'm like, okay.
Interesting. That's actually powerful because oftentimes when we relate with people, we tend to project on them, knowingly or unknowingly.
Yes, true.
And it also happens with business when you're pricing. So you tend to relate with people based on your own perspective. When you expect people to do certain things and they do things, and you're like, "Oh, Lenny, it's a waste." It's to you that if you did that kind of thing, it's a waste. But for that person, it's just normal living.
She's always doing things too expensive, too expensive. But you don't know what they want, the kind of quality they want. What you call quality is not what they are looking at as quality.
What you call quality, they might not be able to do it because it's beneath them.
Yes, true.
And somebody else, that thing that you think you are saving, there are certain things you also do that some people will be looking at, see these and they are. Oh no, they're and they also see you as being wasteful. So I think I agree with that client, and I think it's actually very powerful.
It is, and it really just like my life changed that day because it took me somewhere. He said, what's expensive for you might not be expensive for me. And I'm like, I want to be him. I want to be in that shoe to telling somebody else.
And more.
Yes.
And
Now,
more.
sorrow now.
Because there are people that will share his own money to change.
Yes. I'm like, hello, I want to be there. 10 million. Check. The way they do in Yoruba films.
Yes.
There's always 10 million under the pillow or inside the wardrobe.
Complete this sentence. In Nigeria, if you don't dash, you won't survive.
If you don't have sense, or if you don't, if you don't get sense for Nigeria, what else would it be?
That's fair. And I like this.
If you're not sharp,
you won't survive.
Yes, especially street OT. Street OT is so important to survive in Nigeria. It's not about how brilliant you are. You have to be street smart. If you're a brilliant person, then you mix it with street smartness, you go very far. How to relate with everybody, from the conductors to the market women. It's a skill, and a lot of people don't know that. That's street OT. How to even find yourself on the road in the night, how to walk so that people know that,
don't try me.
Yes. So I feel like for being a Nigerian, street OT is first.
What is OT?
Smartness, street wiseness, street.
Okay. On this show, our guests leave a question for the next guest. They leave a question and a word. The word you need to describe based on what it means to you or how you see it. Then the question as well, you answer, it's just a question to another entrepreneur. Then, of course, you're also going to leave your word and a question as well. Our last guest left the word consistency. What does consistency mean to you?
What does consistency mean to me, Ke? Consistency is now my best friend, now my guy. I want to wake up and have consistency by my side. He should never leave me. It should always feel like we are one. If I have somebody that is my soulmate, it will need to be consistency because you cannot make it as a business owner if you don't have consistency. That's how you get the results. That's what motivates you. You have to always do it sad, do it angry, just do it. Consistency is that word. It is. Consistency is everybody has a problem with, but they cannot do without it.
You must stay consistent.
You just move, even if it's a little thing. Sometimes people get confused when they hear consistency. They feel like it's a big task every day. Like I said, it took me 5 months, but I was doing it little by little by. Even if it's small, even if it's big, move.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. And if it's big steps, anyone, just do it.
Keep doing it.
Just keep doing it.
Then the question from the last guest is, what do you think of partnerships? Can one thrive without it?
Partnership is everything. When you bring people in and you're letting them know that, oh, okay, this is what you stand to gain, this is what you stand to gain, it's natural for them to want to do it better because now they have a stake in it. Now, it doesn't mean partnership in owning your business, but let's do this project together. I have this idea. Let's follow up with it. When I started Rent a Chef, the 10 chefs I started with, they were not owners. But I made them feel like when we work, this is the amount I'll be giving you from the money. So it was a partnership, it was a collaboration. So it is very essential that partnerships and collaborations, they're also important. You don't have to sell your business, but you can have projects that you do with people along the way.
So do you think that a business can thrive without partnership? Is that possible? Is
Yes,
there a
it can.
possibility? You
It
can
can.
do it on your own.
You can do it on your own and you can still do it with partnership. Different strokes for different people. Some people are stronger and they don't need anybody. Their father is rich, their mother is rich. They have the funds to fund the business. They don't need partnership. For me, for partnership, it's not even about money. It's about the heavy lifting. I prefer when I have partners that we are doing the work together. It's not the money. I don't need you to bring money. I need you to bring your expertise. I need you to bring your experience. I need you to bring your knowledge. That's what I need.
Thank you very much. So in that same spirit, I'll need you to draft a question and a word for our next guest.
Okay.
And while you're thinking of it, Shebi, you are
Thinking,
Yoruba.
Yes, I am.
So you're going to leave a word or a phrase for us in Yoruba that describes your philosophy on life or business. It could be a proverb, it could be a saying, it could be any.
My favorite proverb is Igbo. Can I say that one instead?
Yes, as long as you can describe it, you can also interpret it for us. How do you know Igbo, by the way?
I don't even know the Igbo, but I don't know what it means. But somebody told me and that stayed with me. There's a proverb in Igbo that says, when you wake up, that is your morning.
How
It's
do
when
you say it
wake
in
up.
Igbo?
I have no idea.
Ah.
All viewers should help me insert it. It is a proverb I've said a lot of times. The Igbo people will say, oh, yes, I know that proverb. It's a very used proverb in our... So they say, when you wake up is your morning, meaning it doesn't matter when you figure it out. When, even if you are in your 60s, your 70s, even if you're a late bloomer, even if you feel like that thing, you cannot do it. Why do you feel you cannot do it? You cannot go back to school. You cannot, okay, you don't want to start that course. When you wake up, that is your morning. Start whenever the idea comes. That's my favorite proverb. But I don't know it.
This one that I'm unable to get you to, you must speak a local language
I
on
can
this
speak
show.
for the Yoruba, I don't think I have anyone that relates to business.
Okay, what's
so
your
many
philosophy on life? What in Yoruba describes a philosophy on life for you?
Surulere.
Surulere.
Yes, have patience and take things as it flows. It's better to be calm than to be high. No matter what the problem is, relax. You can't decide when you're angry and when there's too many things going on. So always take the slower pace to look at things the way it is, not the way you want it to be. Suru, calm down. Calm down so you can judge well and see well. Don't be too anxious. Another proverb that I don't know, maybe it's English or Yoruba, they say, don't scratch your body the way it's scratching you.
Thank you very much. You've just heard from Abosede Sadiq, an innovator changing the Nigerian culinary landscape with her bold vision and exceptional team. What lessons will you take from her journey? Remember, real stories, real strategies. That's how empires are built.